going to get started here. All right. Hope everyone's having a great day. Anyone who hops in to watch the recording, don't think there's anyone in the chat quite yet. That's okay. We're just going to get ourselves started here. So I want to focus on the eyes a bit today. So I'm going to pull up a reference here. Got a few people look at that there. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of a shadow there, so I need to take care of that. Alright. I could almost go in with like a gray contrast and possibly achieve that. Silica gray. Hey, Mikey! Early as always. How you doing, buddy? I'm doing well. I think my cold slash allergies are finally on their way out the door. I think I say that every week though, but it's just a little bit of a cold. I didn't wake up with any sniffles today, which makes me very happy. But yeah, we're going to be just trying to finish this guy up. And actually, if I can finish it up early... Oh, caught on a cable. I'm going to be trying to start up my diorama that I am doing as a challenge with lemons from Cosmic Dice. So that will be interesting. I think it don't have the greatest base material for the diorama. I don't have any XPS foam, so I might have to do a small order for just one sheet. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, we're just hoping to finish this off today. Just going to put in a little bit of a shadow here. See if that makes any difference. How are you doing today? How's work? Oh, that does make a difference. Perfect. Go for it. Just do it. Ah, crap, I did it again. I need to stop trying to reach over the mic, or over the camera. No, that's ultramarines. Where's my basilicum gray? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Apparently I'm just not paying attention. I don't know my own setup, Mikey. It's bad. How will I ever make it? How will I ever be the greatest streamer that ever was? Or never was. That's how the Pokemon song goes. Which, surprises me. People still get confused by what they mean by never was. When people talk about the song. I think it makes sense. It's you will be the greatest that, like, to such a level that currently is not heard of or does not exist in the measurement of success. So I think that's makes sense to me, but Got anything fun planned tonight? Work was fine. Setting stuff up for the rest of the week, which should be busy. Yeah, because you've got your live show on Twitch, which is going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with that, bud. I'm very excited to see what you end up doing. Just chilling out. As you should. My cat's got a donut on him now because he's been scratching his ear a bit too much. Alright, so I need to go in here and grab some grays. So part of the lighting's going to shift and I might reach over things here. What kind of highlight do I want to do here? Got that. And then I guess I could go with like that. Yeah, man, I never know. We'll see. We'll see which colors I end up choosing. Need to do highlights on the beak. Oh, yeah. No, he's been doing a poor job on the self-control for scratching his ear there, so I had to step in. Oh man, I still need to do the inside of the mouth there. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go with my trusty crusted sore, and then layer some highlights in pink. God, got all this awful separation in this paint. All right. Cool. So, got that going. Hello, Mia. How are you doing? Just hoping to finish off this dino we got today. I was telling Mikey that if I can finish this up today, I'm actually going to start up on my diorama challenge. So to go into a little bit more detail on that there, great, thanks. Kind of getting hungry, saw you were online and just wanted to see what you're up to. Aw, thank you. We're just finishing up this Triceratops here, gonna do some more highlights, and if I finish early, what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna start up my diorama. So I'm doing a graveyard scene. You know, I could probably just plop this right here. So myself and another small streamer, Cosmic Dice, Lemons from Cosmic Dice to be specific, we are going to both be doing a diorama. Neither of us have completed one. Now, he said he had never done one. I took that as in to be he had never done one, as in what never means, but turns out he had started a diorama. He just had not completed it. He's been tackling a massive diorama of Jabba's palace, and it is looking incredible so far. So I assumed never meant never, but enough teasing him because I'm sure he's going to be joining in pretty soon here. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a graveyard scene, and it should be exciting. I've never done a diorama before. Never as in never. Not never completed. That little rascal. That's okay. I will continue to tease him for as much as I can milk it for. Lemons is a good guy. So, but yeah, that's going to be something exciting. Something I've never tried or attempted before, so I'm looking forward to seeing how it'll go. Let's see here. This looks like that's Yeah, that is more of a highlight color. So that's perfect. I know I can use that for a highlight now. But I do need to actually get the correct color here. Sorry, I'm just going to probably bump my lighting setup a little bit here. Let's see here. Was I starting it with dark stone? I don't think I was. Oh, you know what? I think I've... That might be dark stone. No, that's not dark stone. That's probably this color here, which is Great Coat Gray. The colors are looking really good. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm trying my best here. I'm really out of my comfort zone, as in, I don't typically do bright colors, so this is kind of a, an experimentation, something new. I think it's important to always, try and do something a little bit different. So that's what I've been attempting here. And let's see here. See, that's way too bright. What is going on here? All right. Well, you know what? I think I'll just have to... I don't know what colors I was using. This is a bit of a drag. Was I using a mixture? It must be a mixture. Yeah, no, it's looking good. I was going to try and focus on the eyes a little bit, but then I got distracted and I want to highlight this a little bit more. You know what? Let's see here. Can I get a second coat on there? I just want to get the dark shade going. Maybe if I mix this gray in here. Mix it a little darker. No. Nope. Alright. What are you up to doing today? Oh, the colors are looking really good. Well, thank you. I think of it. Nope, I already read that. What are you up to today, Mia? Got anything exciting planned? I saw that you're doing a giveaway or a draw for some art. That's really cool. I'm gonna draw, maybe stream. Nothing solid planned. Well, I think that's already an exciting plan you've got there. Even though you just said it's not a plan. Alright, yeah. No, that is still... Maybe it is dark stone. I need to take a look at this here. I've been replacing a lot of my paints, and I've got a batch, like a big bag right here of paints that I'm giving to my friend, who may or may not drop in, I don't know. But I'm at a bit of a loss here. I don't remember for the life of me what color I used to do this this beak. Because I need to do a second layer on it. Maybe it was dark stone. You know, I'm just gonna throw black on it. I'm just gonna throw black on it, and we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm at a loss, and you know what? Starting over darker, it's not gonna hurt anything because I'm gonna be highlighting it. We'll try that. I don't know what color the beak was. Yeah, no, I don't know what color of paint I used for it. Yeah, I could probably go over my recordings and I can watch and find out there, but you know what? That's going to take a long time, and that's okay. We're just gonna paint over it. That's one of the great things about mini painting. If I don't know today, I can just start fresh, just paint on top of it. You know, it's nothing to stress over. But yeah, so I'm kind of nervous and excited at the same time for doing that diorama challenge. I think dioramas look really cool. My plan, because some of the minis I do want to reuse, I'm going to be I'm going to be applying magnets to the bottom of the miniatures and into the diorama so that the minis that I put on there will be removable, or at least that's my intention. Um, and if I do that, then if I ever want to use the graveyard golem, because it's such a cool looking mini, it's so cool looking, I love it so much, that I can, use it in a game. Because, why make it permanent if I don't have to? So magnets are the way to go for that. I am expecting an order today. Yeah, removable is a great idea. I love it. I'm excited about it. So, hello, evil demon lord. Well, how are you doing? It's nice to see you there. Yeah, you usually hang out on Mia's streams, so I'm excited. Look at that, Mia! You brought in people. That's so cool. Well, it's nice to see you there. Yeah. So this is what I'm painting today. Oh, my thumb's covering it up. So I'm just trying to finish up the highlights here. And so right now, I can't remember for the life of me what I did, what paint I used to do the beaks and toes. So I'm just going over them with black. And then I'm going to do a whole layer of highlights on them to make them pop a little bit more. But you know what? Looking at the black, I actually like that much more for this. So, but yeah, that's what we're doing today. You up to anything fun today, Evil Demon Lord? Tell me about your day. Are you painting? It's okay if you're not painting. You don't need to be painting. But if someone is painting during my stream, I would love to know. I would love to know what crafts people are doing alongside. I think doing art together is really cool. I am planning to play Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That sounds cool. I like that. Are you just starting it up for the first time, or are you have you been playing it already a little bit? Because I thought that was an interesting choice for the series, considering when I think of Vikings and the like, sneaky assassin isn't exactly high up on the what comes to mind. So I'm interested to find out how they approach it. Mind you, I know that over time, sneaky assassin became less and less prominent in the series. I think it's a lot more mass combat. And what was it in the? Not the Egypt. Was it the Egyptian one or the Greek one? I know that you end up actually fighting like mythical monsters. It's a weird series. I love Assassin's Creed series. What's inside the art supply box? Which art supply box? Which one are you seeing there? I have a lot of boxes around me here. Yep, I have all those games. Which art supply box are you looking at, Mia? Is it in this camera or is it on my camera here? Because these are Lego boxes. And then there's this. Are you referring to this? Because I've got all sorts of things in here. I've got my glue gun. I've got some stir sticks. I've got a million paints. I've got some, what do you call them? Dowels? Stuff like this. Yeah, I've got, so the paints I've got in here I actually have sparkly craft paints. So stuff like this, all of it from folk art. And I also have it in tiny little bottles here like this. And those are actually the paints that I used to paint my better looking beholder. I used craft paints to paint this one here. So I did use other things as well, but largely this beholder or the metallics here, I probably have to reduce some of the shine here. This is actually largely painted with craft paints. Hey, Snazzy, how you doing there? But I am getting consists of 3 boxes, very organized. Let's see here. Oh my god, paints. What's poppin'? I am falling behind here. Sorry, I meant regarding Evil Demon Lord's comment about the art box. I see. I'm very curious about what's besides you. Oh my god, paints, yes. Saw the box behind, and then I was like, what are in those? Very organized setup. I don't know how organized it is. I have a lot. That makes me scramble here. 3 boxes. Hello, Snazzy. What is up, Mia Mercury? Hello, Snazzy. Love the beholder. How are you? I'm good. You guys are talking amongst yourself. Perfect. Yeah, no. It's all good. No apologies. I have to practice talking to multiple people at once. So I welcome a fast-moving chat. Let's see here. Yeah. So we're just gonna try to think of that there. How am I gonna do that? Because with how this beak is shaped, the sunlight would hit it. It's almost spherical. Okay, so maybe I should treat it like a sphere. I'm gonna try treating it like a sphere. Must move chat faster. Let's see here. I saw a few streams where yes on D2 touched the game in 1 year. Yes. The evil chat. I'm cool with that. Alright, that's a little bit too... Here we go. Just go with a darker color. Nope, that's not darker. One of the nice things is if the paint's still wet, I can boop it. And it'll go away as long as the paint's still wet. So I'm just mixing up some colors here. Yeah, that's a bit better. Boop is Snoop. Oh man, I got a bot. It's like 3rd or 4th bot I've had. Sorry about that, guys. Let's see here. I'll go and I'll pop that. My graveyard is... So I'm gonna try and put on some basing on it today. But what I am, for the most part, doing... I have glued on the cork board. Oh, mute that. There we go. Yeah, so I've glued on the cork board. I've put on some hot glue. I've tried to make it so the surface isn't so even. It has done a little bit of warping, so I need to figure out what I want to do about that there. I might even just have to order like a small, very overpriced board of extruded polystyrene to glue this on, because what I'm doing here just doesn't really quite it's gonna keep warping. It's gonna warp really badly if I am not careful about it. Oh my god, yeah, they spammed my stream too. Multicolor links. Yeah. Um, I do have, so it's funny that you say multicolor links there, Evil Demon Lord. So let's see if I can pull them out. I don't know how many people are familiar with the game Kingdom Death, but they had these archetypes of hope, archetypes of something, or maybe it was messenger or whichever. I am certain that the models I have are fake, like they're reproductions, because I got them off eBay. But I have the archetypes here, and they're basically like female links. So I decided I wanted to get 3 of them, and I was going to paint 1 blue, 1 red, and 1 green. Yeah. I never played any board/tabletop games. Yeah. they are cute looking ladies. Yes. They are. That is what they are. All right. So I like lady minis. I think that there is not nearly enough miniatures just of like female characters in general, whether it's female monsters or like I don't have any female goblin miniatures. I have so many goblins and yet not a single one of them is female. So I appreciate the production of female minis. Now, mind you, some of them are a bit overtly sexualized, but I do try to pick up what I can. Just because I think it's weird when everything is just male. I think it's very, very, very weird. Remember, I agree. I was trying to get minis characters, but it's always tough. Just generic ones, not Hero Forged custom. Yeah, exactly right. Remember Orc Lady from Warcraft movie? Yeah, exactly. That's actually a great example. She, I think, was like one of the only female orcs. Was the mother, and there wasn't like a single other one from that I can recall. Yeah, exactly. Why are there no female orc clerics? It's yeah. So I have my criticisms on that subject. So I try to find where I can, and it honestly looks like 3D printing is like one of the only ways to go for something like that, which is unfortunate because 3D printing's not available to necessarily everyone. But what I have been doing is I have gotten in touch with a fellow in town who has a 3D printer, and I have been basically as a service paying for him to 3D print minis for me. So I ended up getting a couple of like, I don't know how well it's going to show. I got this Jester character. He threw those in for free. He's very kind. You can find him on Etsy under Mishra's Print Factory. This is in the hot garbage phase tiefling. I'm trying to attempt some object source lighting. I need to go higher on the highlights still. The low lights are still really dark. It looks like butts right now. Hopefully I can get it to look better down the road. Because I'm nervous when I share the mid hot garbage phase minis. Because that is not the extent of my painting ability. But that was just during practice. Let's see here. Not many, and if we go into WoW, female and elf humans, but not other races. Yeah, exactly. I don't play WoW, but I love the Blizzard animations. Um, I don't know what you wrote there, Evil Demon Lord. Nomise? I don't know what that says. Yeah, so right now we're just... Hey there, Zaz! Oh, man. I'm pulling people from other people's streams here. Oh, that's cool. Nice to see you there, Zaz. Saying nice as nice, too nice. Or noise, or noise. I see. I'm just too old, Zaz. I'm too old to understand. Just ancient. I got into the habit of noise too. My best friend says noise all the time. I I give him a slightly hard time. I'm like, say nice. Come on, man. You can English. You can do it. Um, but that's just me. But I only say that to him because he says noise to absolutely everything. It's like, man, like when you say that all the time, you're kind of taken away from the actual like excitement. Oh, that's a little bit too much here. I'm gonna try to blend that a little bit. So let's see here. I'm trying to wet blend. Doesn't mean I'm good at it. Because I know Snaz is gonna be like, you can wet blend. No, I'm not very well. Technically, it could be a British accent. Yeah, maybe. All right, there we go. So that's not looking too bad. It's all right, I guess. Yeah, I want to get a little bit more there. So we're gonna go here. We're gonna there's a little bit of a ridge there. So when that dries, I'm gonna have to put in a little bit more, a slight dark line to define that because I've lost the ridge here. So it's a little hard to see, but there is like a very visible line. So we'll get to that in a little bit here. But let's go on to some toesies. Let's paint his beams. His toe beams. I'm just gonna make these no longer mono black. Provided that there's any paint left on my palette. I know it doesn't look too clear on the camera necessarily, but we are putting in some highlights. Because I do have paint on my brush, as you can see there. I feel like my skin makes as a perfect example. Like, yeah, no, see, there is paint on the brush. We're not faking everything. So when I'm painting on black, it's a little hard to see. All right, so and then mix up that mid-tone here on the palette. So what we're doing is just mixing up the first highlight with the second highlight to make a little bit of a mid-tone. Now we're getting to see that a bit more clearly on the toes. It's a little bit wet, so it's not super easy to control right now. The spot, the thing to be careful about is the spot where you lift the brush. For anyone who's new to painting, the last point of contact, it's going to release a larger drop of paint or water. So like when I go like this and then I release, on skin it doesn't necessarily happen, but it will make more of a dollop. And when you have wet paint, that's going to really show on your figure. Yeah, they're turning out not too bad. Let's see if I can show it a little bit better. We're going to go now with the highest highlight that I feel comfortable with this. Make sure it's not too thick. And so we're just going to go in. And this just really helps the figure look less like it was a toy bought at the dollar store. I can see I've got a little bit of handshake going on right now. Too much caffeine. So I just need to, alright. I need to change up how I hold this. Nope, that's way too thick. There we go. So yeah, so that'll look really nice in the glamour shot. It's a little hard to see here. But it just looks a lot nicer than like a mono black. It really gives some depth to the character. And we can even go a little bit more right here, because that's going to be where the highest point of the highlights is. Yeah, exactly. Overall quality, it just looks nicer. So now that this is more cooperative with me here, I wonder how much is it shaking. Yeah, it's a little bit. I'm having a little hard time with some of the small details right now. I might, you know what I'll do is I'll just go grab a piece of chocolate. So one of the things, even if you don't necessarily regularly get shakes, if you have too much caffeine in you, your hands can quiver, just due to what the caffeine does to your muscles. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to put that in, and we're just going to wipe it off as we go. But the tiny little bit that's there is going to help pronounce that there is a ridge there. And so now that that's there, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my highlight color and I'm going to have just a tiniest bit of paint here. And we're just going to where the ridge would get more light. We're just going to do a little bit. It's too watery there. Let's see here. There we go. We're just going to guide people's eyes that there is something there. And so another little trick here, if you find you have too much water in your brush and it's making it hard to control, one thing that I usually do is I will take my brush and I will just touch the tip to some paper towel. And what that does is the water will soak itself in to the paper towel. So there we go. So we can see now a bit better that there is a just a slight line on the ridge there. I'm gonna go prepare lunch. Thank you for the lovely hangout. Thank you for coming, Mia. Dry brushing is oddly satisfying. Dry brushing can be really satisfying. For organic things, I don't do dry brushing as much as I used to, but that is where I mostly focus my dry brushing nowadays. But yes, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna grab a piece of chocolate because I want to keep painting. My body won't let me. So as Jeremy from Black Magic Craft says, you got to keep in mind what fuel you have. Alright. So, next up, I'm going to give the eyeball some love. So what I was doing earlier, there we go. So what I was doing earlier is, it's a little hard to see, but under your eyelid, there's always just a slight shadow. He is from Manitoba. And last year, it was like, I don't have a YouTuber from Manitoba. Yeah. And Jeremy lives in Winnipeg, or just around Winnipeg. He's super cool. I would love to meet him. I do not know him personally, but he is. I've been watching his videos probably since a little bit after 2016. I started watching him a little bit after he started, not in the very beginning, but watching some of his earlier videos of dungeon tiles. Oh, you live in Manitoba or Winnipeg? That's fantastic. There you go. Yeah, no, he used to be a musician, actually. That was what he was before he started trying to make it into YouTube. YouTube was actually his escape or his break from music. He used to do like industrial music. So, what we're doing right now is we're just taking a really bright yellow, in this case, pale yellow, and we're just going to try and give the eye a little bit of reflectivity here. So see how close I can get this here. I'm probably going to have to change my focus settings here. Nope, that's not it. No, there we go. And it's minor, but that's just going to really help keep the eye looking less cartoony. It's going to give it a little bit more life. Found his channel through the Real Hobby Terrain, and found him through Miniac and through Jazza. Yeah, no, I love his stuff. He's very real and authentic with how he does his terrain, and just his tutorials are very, how do I put it? he makes it very clear when this is like when he's doing something new, he's not afraid of showing his mistakes either, because he knows and recognizes that that is like where he made that mistake. If he shares that like something was a mistake, that he is helping others not have to make the same mistake. He's very candid. He's very real. I know I've said real a couple times now, but it's one of the best ways I can put it into words. Do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do that. I want to go with maybe this here. And I'm going to have to refix my focus. There we go. Is that still in focus? That's kind of, yeah. Yeah, no, he's very cool. I have a lot of respect for Jeremy. And it's just awesome that he's another Canadian. I don't know what it is. It's just like, and you might experience this too, Evil Demon Lord. Whenever I see like someone is Canadian, that is, you know, someone who's big in a hobby that I like, I'm like, yeah, that's a Canadian. Is Goobertown Hobbies Canadian? No, Goober's not Canadian. But there's another person that he did a collaboration with recently that is Canadian. But yeah, whenever I see someone who's Canadian, I'm like, yeah, that person's Canadian. Like, for example, Chris Perkins, one of the lead designers with 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. He's Canadian. Yeah, no. Yeah, yeah, I think you already listed him. Real Terrain Hobbies. Real Terrain Hobbies is Canadian. Goober flew out there. Brent, that's his name. There's a guy, Popcross Studios. His stuff is awesome and Canadian. Popcross Studios. Okay, you know what? I'm going to open up a new tab just for later. I'm going to check that out because I'm not familiar with Popcross Studios. Perfect. Oh, you watch that video? That was a cool... Oh, when Goober collaborated with Real Terrain Hobbies to paint that giant city diorama? Yeah, I watched that. That was super cool. You bet I watched that video. There we go. Neil and Brent. Yep. There we go. So, I don't know how well it's showing on the camera, but what I'm doing right here is just trying to give some painted realization, or not realization, effects to show that the eye is in fact three-dimensional. Again, it looks like the camera can't really pick that up. But what I've done is I've made the undersides of the eyes more of a orange, dark yellow, and the top parts, which would capture the most sunlight and give the most reflection, a bright color. And what I'm going to actually do, it's a little anime-esque if you would, but I'm just going to give a little white dot with off-white. Yeah, dioramas are and miniature. Oh, well, that's awesome. You know what? Evil Demon Lord, if you ever want me to like if you ever have a question about how something is done, if I feel free to ask it. If I know how to do it, I will more than happily give a demo. Um, I am in no ways an expert on miniature painting, but I'm not exactly a bit beginner either. And I think teaching people is just the greatest thing in terms of like sharing, um, you know, just teaching one another. There we go. So, I one of the things that I like the reasons I stream primarily it's just to hang out. I think um, during this pandemic we have to learn new ways of socializing. So this is one of the ways I'm doing it. But I also just wanted to really demystify some of the things that people find intimidating in miniature painting. Because I have a lot of friends who tell me they're like, "Oh man, it looks so hard. Ah, you must have to have such good hand coordination, or you must have to have a really good eye to be able to do it." None of that's true. Like the muscle, the coordination, you build that up over time. You don't start out like that, right? Like I've started keeping one of my very first painted miniatures on hand to demonstrate. Like we all start somewhere. This is where I started off. I started off garbage. I mean, so like this is comparatively for my own like scale of like where I started and to like where I am. By no means do I think this is the greatest thing ever, but I was able to make progress. I was able to get better over time. I mean, yeah, I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. But, you know, like, to give a good example, with this here, this is all just base coating, right? So, like, I would like to do one day to buy a new Tyranid and go with this color scheme again, just to, like, demonstrate. Yeah, exactly. Add your experience, right? Like, just to demonstrate, like, the things I have learned, because everyone else can learn those things. Snazzy, I don't know if Snazzy's still in the chat. Snazzy painted one of his very first miniatures just yesterday. No, 2 days ago, and he he's already doing techniques that I find challenging. I did a little bit here. I did a small bit of wet blending. I have the hardest time doing wet blending. I think that's partially because the paints I use dry a bit faster. But it's just it's incredible, right? We all advance in our experiences as we get better. So I need to do a few things here to make these less monochromatic, because as is, they're just solid blotches of one color. So I need to highlight that. I think what I'll do is I'll take... I don't even know if this is the color that I used. I hope it is. I'll take this dead flesh color. Let's see if I can use that as a highlight. It's really nice to help and grow. Yeah, no, that's so that I could measure my own growth as a painter. I started an Instagram account. And I dated everything so that I knew how old it was, and so that I could see what my measurement of progress is, like, so that I can get a reaffirmed, like, okay, so I am getting better as I go along. Like, I'm not just staying in one place. Is that... it's certainly a highlight. It's certainly brighter. Okay. So I'm going to have to wipe a little bit of paint off. Yeah, I really like growing with other people. I particularly like helping other people too. So, you know, thus, as I said earlier, if you ever have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I would be so happy to. So you keep your light source in your mind beforehand. I am a little bit lazy with my light source choices. I typically, and you know, I can actually give you a couple of demonstrations here. So I typically try to paint things as if it's like an overcast, like it's just a mid-summer day, you know, with the light coming from the top. If you do that, it's usually pretty easy to stay consistent. But there's a couple of techniques when you're painting miniatures that can help make it a little bit easier. One of them is zenithal highlighting. So zenithal is just a word for lighting, and directional lighting. When the sun is at its zenith is what it refers to. So what you do is you prime your miniature in black, and then you paint over top of it. Or you do a second coat of white over top of it. But you don't paint the whole miniature. So, do you have an example here? So this miniature, I painted black with a can of spray paint primer. And then over top of it, I shot white down. So the parts that are darker would naturally get the least amount of light, right? And when painting it, so I could just paint over top of everything and keep it, you know, and hope that the white would shine through. Now, paint is slightly translucent. However, like the paint that I'm using, is relatively opaque. Like it's got a lot of pigmentation to it. So what you can actually do instead, and I'll pull up a miniature for my example. So here, and if you want, I can send you photos over Twitter or something later. This miniature, I actually don't dilute my paints very often. I use a wet palette. So that's what this is over here. So it's a big sponge with water in it, and what happens is the paint gets pulled up in it. So it depends on what brand of paint you're using. I use Vallejo game color, and it's already at a pretty nice consistency. But if you're using something like a Citadel paint, which is going to be a lot thicker, I would recommend thinning your paints. Yeah. So with this, I had primed this with zenithal, zenithal highlights, just like I did with this. And what I did is I actually took darker colors, and I used those darker colors to only paint the black parts. And then I took a lighter red, and I used that at where the transition was. And then I took the bright red, and I put that where the white parts were, and I stacked highlights on top of it. So you can actually use it as like a guide. So when I paint this here, skin's difficult for me. I have challenges painting skin. So I'm going to take the darkest skin tone that I can, and I'm going to paint the under parts. And I'm going to take a mid-tone where the white and the black meet, like that right there. I'm going to paint that with that color. And then the colors that would be the highlights, or the highest point, I'm going to paint where the white parts are. Whoa, Ashley, you made it! How are you? I was just given a little bit of a tutorial for how I handle some of my painting. Crazy! You made it to one of my streams. Well, hello. Mai isn't even here. I'm good. Been a bit, just a bit been here for a bit. Just logged in. Hello, Ash. Hello. That's my cousin-in-law. Well, nice to see you here. Yeah. I was gonna say I've been painting this, but I don't know how long you've been in, or how long you could say that I've actually been painting this dinosaur. But Evil Demon Lord, does that help? Chris, so if I drop a link to show what I ordered for myself, yeah, if you want to drop in a link, go for it. I'm okay with that. I am link friendly. I'm link friendly until someone ruins it for everyone else. How's work going, Ashley? Keeping busy? Also, for other Canadians out here, happy Remembrance Day. I think in the States it's Veterans Day, I want to say. So maybe you're not working. Yeah, keeping busy learning new stuff. It's good. Alright, Smart Box. Yes, Veterans Day. Jazz. Okay, cool stuff. Oh, yes, Jazz. Okay, I know who Jazz is. Jazz is the brother of another YouTuber, actually. His brother does historical stuff. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that he had a miniature section on his website. Shadiversity. Thank you. Yes. I watch Shadiversity's stuff. I've seen Jazz sculpt a Space Marine and then paint it. Like a giant Space Marine using a VR sculpting software. Jazz is very talented. Well, that's good. I hope you're having a good day off there, Ash. I tested plus V, so... Oh no! You tested positive? No day off for me, multitasking. That's okay. I stream... I stream while I'm at home. Or when I'm working a lot of the time. Or not stream, but I watch other people's streams. But, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that there, Evil Demon Lord. I hope you're doing okay. I know that for some people, the symptoms are worse than others, so hopefully yours aren't too bad. But I'm glad to hear that you're being responsible. Whole family. Everybody is looking for new hobbies. Yep. Nope, that makes sense. I prime my miniatures in the parking lot here in my building, and everyone who walks by just they're pretty chill about it. Because I prime next to the cardboard dispense, or where we put our cardboard recycle, and they just go, yeah, nope, seems like a great hobby for during lockdown. And I'm like, yep, it's good. Don't send complaints about me spray painting, please. Nobody is severe, so we're fine. I'm glad to hear that. Nope, that's good. Yeah, some people are lucky, and it's just a bad cold. or bad flu. Others, not so lucky. So I'm happy to hear that you guys are doing fine. It's a very scary virus. So yeah, no, it's. I was looking actually at Manitoba and Saskatchewan's numbers. You guys are doing pretty well, it looked like, for keeping things relatively under control. Or you just aren't reporting as many numbers as what are actually happening. Because BC and Alberta are getting it a lot worse than it looks like the interior provinces are. They should be putting up a code for red lockdown. I absolutely agree. I think none of the provinces are, at least my province, is not handling the lockdown or the situation as strictly as they should. I would be much happier if we were a bit more, restrictive on activities right now. They should have done it a long time ago. I absolutely agree. I am 100%. We had 400 each day last week. That is where we are right now. Convoluted failure, 07. 07 indeed. No. Yeah, it's a scary time. It's not very enjoyable, that's for sure. But that is why I am streaming here. I have people to talk to. I have made a couple of friends over Twitch, which is super cool. But let's see here. What time is it? It's only 1 o'clock. I've only been going for an hour. I might finish this up today. That's exciting. Couldn't afford to stay home. I work in Cabinet Factory, so we worked throughout all of it, and that was irresponsible. But no, I understand. If so, in BC, we were pretty lucky in that the province did a like everyone who was out of work was basically due to COVID and was previously working, was auto approved for a rather generous not workers' comp, but unemployment, which was fantastic. But I don't know if other provinces have been quite as generous with that. Because right now we're under NDP, which is phenomenal, because I know for a fact that if we were under conservative or BC Liberals, which is conservative, we wouldn't have been so well off in terms of that. No, that looks like bullocks. They put cabinet workers as essential service? Like storage cabinets? That doesn't make sense to me. I'm if it's the kind of cabinet I'm thinking of, I'm just as confused as you are, Evil Demon Lord. That makes very little sense to me. Alright, so I'm getting closer and closer to completion with this. Kitchen cabinets. Kitchen cabinet construction was an essential service. Yeah, I have no comments. Uh, yeah, that's peculiar to me. I was who the fudge is getting cabinets while the world is burning. I mean, I would love some kitchen cabinets, but that's pretty low on my priority list right now, I gotta say. That's... Fuck. I try not to swear when I'm on stream here, but oh my god. I'm at a loss. That is... I'm in agreement. I am in a full agreement there, Evil Demon Lord. That is... Yeah. Wow. So, because our big bad boy is a big bad boy, we're gonna put on a little bit of... Jeez, I'm still so confused as to why that is not an essential service. I think the definition of essential service has been abused by a few people, not just your company, but we're gonna put in some dry blood here. Exactly. Was the name of that paint color really Dead Flesh? Yes! Yes, this is Dead Flesh, Ashley. You got that. That is Dead Flesh. This is Cold Gray. This is Stonewall Gray. This is Ash Gray. This is Blood for the Blood God. And this is Dried Blood. Is he decaying? I was using Dead Flesh as a highlight for these stony bit bumps. These little hard bits. They look okay. I'm kind of getting to a point where I just want to finish the mini. So I'm kind of... kind of cutting corners here and there. But right now what we're doing is we're giving him some dry blood. Try to get him to look blood for the blood god. Not goth. God. Blood god. There we go. But yeah. Yeah. No, miniature painting. See, Ashley, you've been missing out on all of this. I have so many weird paints. I have a vomit paint. I have a paint that is dedicated specifically to vomit. I've got vomit. I've got bile. What else do I have? That is amazing. Yeah, no. I have great paints. I love the gaming hobby is very weird. So this shade of red is called Crusted Sore. That's what I used for the inside of his mouth. Let's see here. I've got Volupus Pink. That's the pink that's been put on here. Reds are all absurd names. So I've got Gory Red, Heavy Red, Scarlet Red, Bloody Red. I've got Murderous Magenta and Squid Pink. Like, the reds, they're all weird. They're all like that. It's wonderful. Gross. That's so accurate, though. There's a color for everything. Yeah, all the reds are like some violent red. It's beautiful. So, yeah. We're just going on here. So, are you still working from home, Ashley? Hopefully. I hope they're not making you go to the office. Yep, till January. Man, my work put in that we will not be going to the office until I believe it was June. So mandatory office shutdown until June 2021. Yeah. Be right back. Wow, more than a year. Yeah, exactly. Cisco's not taking this lightly. So yeah, no, that's. I'm not going to be seeing The Office for a long time. I think that'll be us too, but not confirmed yet. I mean, the thing is, if you do pull a shorter date, you can always just extend it down the line. Like, that's more than within reason. Alright, so we're going to do Blood for the Blood God. Because why the heck not? And, like, this paint, too, like, it looks like blood. It's beautiful. I just had to show that on camera. Like, that's just paint, but never gonna get that paint name. Oh, never going to forget that paint name. Yeah, no, it's a great paint. And just make that bloody injury just look more fresh. Yeah, it really, like, I am not a big fan of Citadel. That's the company that makes this paint, for various reasons, but this is one of my favorite paints of all time, and it just does the job so well. There we go. And this one's a little cartoony looking, but as soon as I glop on some blood for the blood god, oh yeah, look at that. Isn't that just so mwah, chef kiss. And I think I might be ready to call this a finished miniature. There might be one or two little blots here I just need to redo, but I think that's it. And then I get to start my diorama, which I'm going to be doing today. So I've got that. But yeah, this is what I was talking about. Vomit. Hobby paints are wonderful and just so childish sometimes. It's just incredible. Let's see here. So I need my black-green ink. And then other times they're just kind of like boring with their names. Just like, it's a black-green ink. That's what it is. That's what it does. Oh, wait. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, it's wonderful to have you join today, Ashley. I hope you enjoy the stream. This is... I usually try to keep it pretty chill, so... This is my brand here. I can believe someone ordered custom cabinets light shade of that vomit color. And even looking at it was painful. Ugh, that's gross. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to... Ugh. That's nasty. That's nasty. No, don't fall. Crud. Okay. No, there we go, that's why. That's there. I have a contrast paint that's out. Here we go. that there, and then got all these paints everywhere. This is what I get. So I'm just trying to clean up my workstation up just a little bit here. Hopefully nothing's too loud. But now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to apply this varnish. So definitely enjoying the stream. I'm glad to hear that. So this here is just a Liquitex matte varnish. So what the purpose of this is it is going to basically lock in the colors and protect the miniature. Because I have been painting this with inks, and so something that's important to keep in mind with inks is they can be rehydrated. So if this got wet, it would bleed its colors all over the place, which is obviously not good, not ideal, and I don't want that to happen. So what I'm going to do, I'm not even going to wet this brush. I'm just going to dip it directly into this. Usually I would water it down a little bit, but I'm just going to go in. I'm not gonna do the same colors twice. I'm just gonna go in and blotch it everywhere. I'm going to try and avoid the wounds because those are a gloss color. So I might have to redo the blood for the blood god a little bit, but that's okay. And yeah, so you can see here, this actually looks a little bit brighter. It looks like I may have possibly accidentally brushed off some of the color on it, just from doing the varnish. So that's why we do this. We are trying to lock in these colors so they don't bleed, so they don't run away on us. So I want to be able to put this on a game table. The pink I shouldn't have to worry about so much, which is good. Is it possible to do touch-ups after you apply a varnish? Yes. Some people are under the mistake or misinformed because some people have made claims on the internet that you can't paint after you apply a varnish. That is totally inaccurate. You can absolutely continue to paint the miniature after you have varnished it, which I probably will have to do, just to do little touch-ups here and there. But yeah, it's not a once you do this you can't go back. And a lot of people use spray varnishes. I actually brush my varnish on, just using Liquitex matte varnish, which possibly when working with inks, it may have been a better idea to use a spray varnish, but that's okay. If what I am doing is going to fail on me, that's a learning lesson. That's okay. I'm okay with learning. I am not under the impression that I cannot learn anything else. Exactly. It's just like locking in a layer. The only thing that you would have to be careful about is how heavily you apply it. So that because if I'm too thick in some areas, I'll blotch it up. For example, those recesses might end up getting filled up. So long as they're the way that I'm happy with right now, that is okay. But overall, I'm very happy with this mini. Here we go. So you can see this. This lost its gloss, so I need to just dab in some of that blood of the blood god. We're just gonna, No, that doesn't look good. There we go. Oh, that was the dry blood. That's why. Looks like blood, though. It does look like blood. Is that it right there? Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. That's the one I'm looking for. And we're just gonna, in case I got some matte varnish on there, just want to keep those nice and gross looking. It does. Yeah, no, when I first saw this, because before this paint and before other technical colors, people had to like come up with ways of like, how am I going to get like some good blood looking effect? But then like, you know, they come up with this, and it just it looks like this is not necessarily a toy. This looks like a shrunken down frozen dinosaur in time. So yeah, I'm gonna put this off to the side here. Let that dry. I might continue to touch it up, but more than likely that is it for today on that. And now I'm gonna work on this.